Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing this morning, man? Go ahead and do me a favor and double tap on that screen as you are coming into the room. Good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you guys. Hoping and praying that y'all slept well last night. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. And the most beautiful part about it is that you have the power to make it that way. You have a divine right of what? Write it inside of the chat real quick. You have a divine right of what? Of what? A divine right of what? You have a divine right of, there you go. I see it popping up over there on TikTok. Let's go get into it. You have a divine right of what? A divine right of choice. That's right, Miss Driver. You have a divine right of choice. So as you're waking up this morning, and no matter how strenuous you think that the day is going to be, how difficult you think the day is going to be, how much you think that you're about to be going through, I need for you guys to put in the front part of your mind that it is in your power. You get to decide how you're going to show up on today. You get to decide what type of energy. Come on, double tap on the screen. You get to decide what type of energy you're going to put out into this here day. Thank you so much to Keisha Hodges. First stars of the morning. I appreciate you so much. We need 100 more stars over there. Y'all double tap on the screen for me. Crystal, go ahead and drop the pin over there on Facebook so I can get going on this morning. Y'all double tap on that screen. Double tap on that screen. If y'all can't hear me on Facebook, let me know. I see Crystal say she can't hear Facebook. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know before I start it over. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all appreciate you, Miss Vivian? If y'all can hear me, just put yes in the chat real quick. If you guys can hear me on Facebook, let me know so I can keep going. Double tap on that screen. Double tap on that screen. Let's go, Danielle. I appreciate those stars over there. I appreciate y'all. Y'all getting it up this morning. Come on, let's go, Miss Driver. I appreciate you so much for that badge over there. I appreciate you guys. Y'all double tap on that screen. Let's get up to 10K over here on TikTok. Y'all know the drill, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me know if you guys can hear me or not. Okay, there we go. All right, thank you, Takesha, because I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to dive in. Do you feel me? I'm ready to dive in. I'm ready to get over here and get active. Thank you so much. Who is that right there that just popped up? We had somebody, Kenji. Kenji, appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Candace Bash. I appreciate y'all, man. We're going to get into this message this morning. Amanda, thank you so much. Y'all double tap on my screen. We need 6 more badges on IG. We need 6 more badges. What we at over here? We at 2.1. Y'all double tap on that screen. The goal is to get us up to 10K. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Happy new day to my chosen family that's on all 3 platforms. That's TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram right now. You guys know that this is what? Morning Walk, Word, and Worship. Thank you, Crystal D. We get it in every single morning, Monday through Friday, right here. This is where you get your morning motivation, inspiration, and confirmation right here with your girl Street Poet. This is how we start our day so that we can make sure that we have the best day ever. We do this every single morning to make sure that when we walk away from this place, we walk away with the best energy. Do you feel me? When you show up over here, when you leave, you're not going to leave the same. You're not leaving the same way. Lily say, and is. I just let them know, Lily. Good morning to each and every one of you guys. While y'all are double tapping on the screen, while y'all showing love, I'm just going to drink my water real quick. I just want to say good morning. Y'all know we are still teaching in what it's like to operate with that Christ conscious, right? Still talking about Christ conscious. Good morning, Christina. Gigi, good morning to you. I see you over there. Chantel Boo, good morning to you. They say you're going to lose your subscription, Chantel. Make sure you go and resubscribe. What's going on, friend Chetty? How you doing, my girl, my sis, Lily? Boy, hey, listen, you sent me that thing by Darius on my way coming back from Jacksonville. Girl, listen here. Boy, I had to listen to it twice. I can't even make this up. I had to listen to it twice. So much information, so much to unpack up in there. Appreciate you tremendously for that. Latasha, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Erica Stevens, Candace Bash, I see you over there as well. Crystal Lout, good morning to you as well. Crystal love you this morning. Good morning, Grand Rising. What's going on, Soul to Soul? How are you this morning? How y'all doing this morning? Y'all in the same, y'all got the same energy? Y'all got that same energy? Because I'm high energy this morning. I am. I'm high energy this morning. Denise Rose, thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Good morning to you. Is it Tiana? Good morning. Yeah, let's get to it. Oh, friends say I am. Good morning, Trish. How you doing? Y'all know I will be coming to New York, Brooklyn, New York. I will be in Brooklyn, New York, August the 23rd. The flyer is actually being put together right now. I am looking for vendors. I need about 7 vendors in New York. So if you are in New York, if you're coming to New York, if you have a t-shirt line, if you have oils, if you have incense, if you have, whatever it is, as long as it's something that's in alignment with what I do, then you are perfectly fine, right? You are perfectly fine. Yeah, and y'all know what that means too. Don't come in there with nothing crazy talking about you're going to set up, because no, we ain't doing that, right? But everything else, yes. Right. So I need about 7 vendors. So I'm just going to reach out and let you guys, once the Eventbrite goes up, it will be a link. It will be a button in there that will be for the vendors. So anybody that's looking to vend when we get to New York, which is going to be August the 23rd, that's right, Journals Eve. And, I will have a space for you guys. We will have tables that will be set up for you guys. So I want you guys to start making preparations for that. That's going to be August the 23rd. And that is going to be Brooklyn, New York. I will be in Brooklyn, New York, and we're going to be taking some vendors. We've been talking about Christ conscious, and we've been talking about this for the past 3 weeks. Reason being, it was so much to unpack. It was so much to unpack. We had so much going on. And this right here has been a learning series, not just for you guys, but for myself as well, as we've continued to learn so much about Christ and how Christ actually operated here in this earth. Thank you so much, Benny Simpson, right? So when we look at things, we sitting back and we like, yo, this is wild, because we start to see how we've been thinking that we had it together. And then the more that we learn about Christ conscious, then the more that we realize, hey, look, I got a lot of work to do. If you on here and you've been here for the past 3 weeks, and through these 3 weeks, if you've been receiving that type of awareness, hey, I still got some work I need to do. If you one of those, just put the hand in the chat real quick. If you know that that's you, just put the hand up real quick. Put that hand up real quick. Come on, man. I want y'all to be honest. What's going on? Thank you, Kenyatta Brown. Hey, look, I still got some work I got to be doing, man. Sometimes it was some things that I thought that I had it together, but now I'm realizing, that's right, Kira, that's right, Gigi, let's be real. I got some stuff, friends. I got my hand up. Listen, me too. I got both mine up, because I'm like, yo, and it be small stuff, right? If we're going to be honest, it's going to be small stuff. It's like, yo, I be doing this, I be doing that, I be doing this, I be doing that, and it's no problem. But then when we start breaking it down, right, Leola, we start looking at it and saying, you know what? I could do this better. You know what I'm saying? I could be way more committed than this. I could actually show up, you know what I'm saying, a little bit differently. Maybe I do need to watch my tone. Maybe I do overstep boundaries. Maybe I don't respect other folks' spaces. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I am a little overbearing or a hoverer. Maybe I do need to step back and allow everybody to actually live their life without me always in the way, or always, checking this and you know what I mean? Maybe I should step back some and let everybody do what everybody needs to do, and really put my time, my energy, and my effort into myself. With Christ conscious, I can tell you one of the things that I've learned the most. Friends say, ouch. I'm going to tell you one of the things that I learned the most with teaching this series right here is the self-neglect. Self-neglect has been a very big one for me. It really and truly have, because I will give. I will do. I will show up you will not believe. I will pour into folk and do all of these things. These are things that I will do, right? But then when I'm tired and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm not tired because I had a lot to do. I'm tired because I went out and did a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I'm not tired because I had a lot to do. I'm tired because I went out and did a lot of which I didn't even have to do. Gave more than I had to give, showed up more than I had to show up. I'm not tired because what I was doing required all of that. I'm tired because I decided that I was going to give all of that, right? I was going to do all of that. Yes. And I said, wait a minute. You know what? Monday, I took Monday off. And when I took Monday off, I sat there and I had them books out, baby. Listen, I said, oh no, I got to get this together, right? And this is how I got to get this together. I got to get this together. I got to get this together. Put it inside the chat real quick. I got to get this together. I got to get this together. I'm about to make it make sense, because that was the phrase that was all over me when I laid there in that bed. I got to get this together. Reason being is, the more that you're operating with Christ conscious and you start to correct your behavior, you don't look at other people. You start to look at your life and you start to say, I got to get this together. I got to get this together right here. You start to look at yourself and you say, you know what? I got to handle this right here. Me not taking care of me, I got to get this together. Me not prioritizing me, I got to get this together. Me not showing up for me the way that I need to, I got to get this together. Me not loving me the way that I should be loving me. Understand me? I got to get this together, because it's one thing for us to say it with our words, right? It's one thing for you to say, oh, I love myself. I love me. I love myself. I love myself. But what have you done to show yourself that you love you? What sacrifices have you made for you? Understand me? Where, in what area of your life have you showed up? What's your there you go. That's what I was going with, friend. I was going right there. What's your action? What action? What action have you put forth to show what it is that you say that it is? Where's the action? Yeah, come on. What's your action, baby? How have you showed you? Oh, I love me some you. Oh, I love me some. How have you shown you that, oh, I love me some you. I love me some you. Think about it. I sat and I listened to a group of people, a group of women, and we were just simply talking. And at least out of the 10, it was three who have said the same exact thing. I be wanting to just come home and get in a bath, a hot bath, and light me up some candles and turn on my music and just kick back. But you know, I just don't be having time. No, you don't make time. You don't make time. The tub is already in your house. The hot water is already in your house. The candles are already in your house. What's stopping you? Understand me. What's stopping you from coming home? The same way you get up and you go to work tired, but you go because you know that you need to go. Understand me. The same way you show up for everybody else and you show up tired, you show up sometimes frustrated, irritated because you really don't want to be there, but then you don't want them to say that they did not show up for you and you show up anyway. Oh, okay, well, why you can't show up for you that same exact way? Why you can't, even though you tired, go in and run the water? You ain't got to go fetch the water. Come on, let's think about it, Erica. You ain't got to go fetch the water already in the house. You ain't got to go build the tub already in the house. You ain't got to go make the candles already in the house. But the same level of, commitment that you have for showing up for other people, being there for other people, is the same that you should have even for yourself. Understand me, hear me when I say this. Hear me when I say this real quick. And the moment is, the thing is this right here, you go out and you do it for them, and when you come back, you still tired, or you tired. Hello, somebody, you still tired because you was tired before you even went out there. Before you went and did it, before you committed to it, you was already tired. You was already not wanting to do it, right? So by the time that it actually ends, you are tired. You're tired. Understand me? So now you get home and you're tired. And you drained. And you're frustrated. But just think about what you would have did for you. If you would have came home and you would have ran that hot water, that warm water, and put that warm water in that tub, if you would have lit those candles and set that music up there, the soothing sounds, or just the sounds of your sound bowls in that bathroom, close that door, and you just laid there and relaxed. And if you anything like me, if you just turned on Bible app and just let it read to you, and you just absorbing all of that, taking all of that right on in, right there, right? The difference would have been is when you got out of that tub, the love that you just showed yourself, you would have got out of that tub feeling full. You would have got out of that tub feeling refreshed. You would have got out of that tub feeling energized. You would have got out of that tub and you would have felt that warmness, that energy, that, you understand me? You would have got out of that tub and you would have made your way to that bed and you would have slept peacefully. because you would have been all fully relaxed, right? All fully relaxed and ready for that. This is what showing up and taking care of yourself, this is what that actually looks like. So when I ask you for action, I'm just asking, what have you done for yourself lately? What love action have you shown yourself lately? How have you treated yourself lately, right? That's all that I'm asking, because a lot of times we say that we love ourselves with our words, but then the actions just don't match up to that. Understand me? We say that we love ourselves, but then we don't treat ourselves as if we love ourselves. And in other words, what I'm telling you, I want you in 2025, from this point forward, I want you to make your words match your actions when it's coming down to you. And I'm not talking about everybody else, because we do a good job of making sure that we love everybody else, that we show up for everybody else, that we make things good for everybody else. I'm talking about the love that you need to be showing you, taking care of you, pouring into you. And do it daily. On Christ Conscious, one of the things that I've been picking up on the most throughout this series is the fact that I be dragging in those areas. But I'm definitely about to get that right there together. I'm about to get that right there together, all the way together. One of your highlights, and I told you guys I was going to go through y'all highlights real quick, and I'm only going to do the highlights. And it's just so that you guys can make sure your notes are right as far as where you guys are with this and all the things that we talked about in Christ Conscious. Number one of them was embracing Christ's humility. That should have been the first thing that you guys had inside of your notes. That is embracing Christ's humility. The second thing that we had in there should have been thinking like Christ, thinking like Christ. The next thing that you guys should have had was seeking wisdom. And that was a powerful teaching right there. I'm telling you, I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed that one. The next one was a peace of mind, right? The next one was a peace of mind. Peace of mind was really good as well. Following that, we had renewing your mind. The next one was renewing your mind, right? So we had renewing your mind. I'm telling y'all, we walked this thing down right here. We walked this thing down right here, transforming your actions, transforming your actions. If we ain't never had school over here before, we definitely had school with this right here, right? Transforming your actions, transforming your actions. And then we went on. The next one was faith in action. Faith in action. Now, I am going to go over faith in action just a teeny bit, because that was the last one that we left off on. And I want to make sure that we are faith in action. Faith in action. And I'm going to go over faith in action, because I do realize that's what I talked about before I went to Jacksonville. So I want to make sure that you guys have all of your notes when it comes down to faith in action. That's right, Christina, it's number 7. So you should have a total, thus far, you should have a total of 7 highlights, right? Each one of those highlights, I gave you guys scriptures, and I also gave you guys notes to back up everything that was in that part, right? So in your 3-ring binder, you should have right there all of your highlights with your notes. I also gave you guys some illustrations as well. So I want to make sure that I believe in making sure your notes are accurate, because you never know where you have to go back and reread some of this stuff. You never know when you have to go back and double check on something that you're going through in that moment, and you want to make sure that you got your notes together, right? So faith in action, right? Faith in action. Faith in action. Having the mind of Christ embraces our faith. Having the mind of Christ enhances our faith in how it manifests in our lives. With faith, we can overcome the fear of the unknown and embrace the promises of God. Just pausing right there in that moment, right? Now we're understanding how faith actually operates inside of our lives, right? It says having the mind of Christ enhances our faith and how it manifests in our life. Basically saying, it said that how it shows up in our life, how it manifests itself right there in our life. When we start operating with that Christ conscious and thinking like Christ, then in that moment we'll start to see things just like how he saw them. And we don't go over there and just look for the surface level of it anymore. We do what? That deeper, more profound insight, right? We see things and see how it's happening, but we also see it from a spiritual standpoint, right? Because now when you're operating with Christ conscious, now when you're doing that, you realize that everything that we do is in fact spiritual. So when people don't see how you're going to do it, how it's going to happen, how it's going to make a way, you see it clearly. All I got to do is be still. They don't understand your stillness. You over there and you being still, and they trying to figure out how is it that you ain't doing nothing? How is it that you're not doing this and you're not panicking? You're not having no anxiety attacks? How is it that you going to work still? How is it that you coming home and you sitting on the front porch? You out there with a whole water hose and the children running around laughing and playing and having a time of their life? How in the world you planning another trip and you doing all of this when you got all this right here going on? It's because that level of Christ conscious does what? Enhances my faith. And I know that, listen, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. No matter what, God's way is going to be his way, no matter what. And sometimes we are called to do what? Be still. Sometimes we are called to be still. Because one of the things that we learned in one of our other teachings is what? That what you do and what you don't do are equally important. Put that in your notes if you don't have it for my new people. What is that? What you do and what you don't do are both equally important. And there's going to be some time on your spiritual journey where you are called to do absolutely nothing. You're not called to talk about it. You're not called to go check on them. You're not called to go help them out. You're not called to go try to make it right, try to fix it. You are called to do absolutely nothing. As we're continuing on our journey, we are learning that, right? What we do and what we don't do is equally important. And the more that we operate with the Christ conscious, the more that we are able to see more clearly with things, and we start to identify when people really need help versus when people are just lazy or just procrastinators, or they just want somebody to come and do it for them. What you say, Coach, when you're operating with that Christ conscious, it gives you a what? A deeper insight on things, right? You see things completely different, right? You don't just see a person that's sitting there and whining and crying about things. You see a person that's sitting, that's whining and crying about things, but is whining and crying about things that they are not actively trying to change in their own life. You see folks that's whining and crying and doing all of that, but they are not making any type of steps or strides to correct the situation that they're in. They will much rather whine and cry and complain and have somebody run over there to try to fix it for them. No. You start to see it clearly. See, before you were operating with that clear view, you thought that everybody that whined and cried, that was for you to show up and fix. You saw everybody that whined and cried as a part of your assignment. Oh, I got to do this, or I got to do that, and I got to step in, and I got to da. And now you're learning the difference. Now you're asking the right questions, right? Now you're learning the difference and you're asking the right questions, right? That's right. We are not called to be fixers. We are not Olivia Pope, baby. My life is not your scandal. I am not your fixer. I am not Olivia Pope. My life is not your scandal. I want you to understand that we're not doing it right there, sweetheart. Understand? Will I assist you? I will only assist you when I see that you are assisting yourself. Understand me? When I see that you're serious about what it is that you got going on in your life, that's when we can talk about it. But what we not gonna do, you're not gonna have me over here doing everything for you while you sit idly by for playing with your fingers, hands in your pockets. No. We're not doing that. But the more that you operate with that level of Christ consciousness and gives you that profound, deeper insight into things, you're able to see what is a part of your assignment and what is actually a distraction. When you're operating with Christ conscious, you're now able to determine, right? So when when it says it enhances, right? When you're operating with Christ conscious, it enhances. So now you're able to see the difference between what is a part of your assignment and what is a distraction. And when you're operating with people that only want to whine and cry and want you to operate as a fixer inside of their life, then you're dealing with someone who is what? A distraction. You are a distraction for me. You're holding me up from doing what I need to do in my life. You're preventing me from doing what I need to do in my life. I'm over here doing this for you, so everything that I got going on, it's over here neglected. I ain't fed it, I ain't washed it, I ain't clothed it, I ain't bathed it, I ain't did nothing to it because I have been over here making sure that you have everything that you need, doing everything that you need done. Understand me? So you have to know that when you're operating with Christ conscious, it opens you up to the true nature of things and how these things are operating in your life. They show you exactly what it is. And I want to say this to you real quick. When you start seeing how things have manifested themselves, don't always think that manifestation is good, because well, you can't do all of that on here because you know how these people get. They're going to start saying some other stuff. Listen. Okay? How it manifests itself. How it manifests itself. It's just simply saying how it's there. How it's showing up. How it's right there in your life. When you're operating with Christ conscious, it gives you a deeper, more profound insight on things, right? It shows you the true nature of things, the true nature of the situations, of the people, of everything that's surrounding you. Everything about your whole entire life becomes a spiritual thing, right? So even when these things have manifested themselves inside of your life, when these people and when you're operating with Christ conscious, just because it is there doesn't mean that it's for you. Okay? Yeah, just because it's there doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it should be there. Understand me? Because whatever it is that we focus on is what we produce, right? So whatever it is that we focus on, it will produce. And the thing that you have to also keep in mind is that the devil blesses his folks as well. Understand me? So there's some thoughts, some things that your mind is set on that the enemy knows that your mind is set on, and he will provide those things into your life, which is a Okay, all right. Too deep. Go back to the if y'all want it, just tell me. Just put in the chat, give it to me. Just say give it to me. If you want it, I'm gonna give it to you. If you want it, but I don't want you getting mad. I don't want you getting mad. Friends over there talking about this is true. But they don't like these type of conversations. Most people don't like this type of conversation because it gets too deep, friend. You know what I'm saying? So you have to ask them if they want it or not, right? You have to ask them if they want it or not, because they only want to talk about the good. They only want to talk about the good, but you can't have good without bad. You can't have hot without cold. You know what I'm saying? For every action, there's a reaction. There's always a counterpart to it. And if you don't talk about the counterpart, then people are ignorant to the counterpart, and they keep getting finessed by the counterpart. Understand me? Okay, I'm just saying, that's the truth of the matter right there. That's the truth. If I don't teach you about the counterpart of it, then you never know. Then you're ignorant to the counterpart, right? You don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know what's coming up on you. That thing is always finessing you, bamboozling you, hoodwinking you, because you are ignorant to it. You have to be knowledgeable of all things so that you can move the way that you need to move. How you gonna govern yourself accordingly if you don't have all the information? Now, my chosen family said, give it to them. So that's what I'm going to do. You have to understand that the enemy blesses his folks too. Understand me? So up here, remember when we said that the mind is the enemy's playground, right? The mind is the devil's playground. I'm breaking this down to you. This is not in my notes, so we are out here real bad, okay? We are out here real bad. So however God give it is how we gonna get it, right? That's it. So the mind is the enemy's playground. This is his playground, so I need for you to understand that. So your thoughts, he is aware of the thoughts that you are in fact having. having, right? And they also say that whatever your mind is, focus on it is what it produces more of. So when you're having these thoughts, talking about what you want, even though it has never left your lips, it's still spiritually, it's out there. Understand me? What you say, Coach? This is a spiritual thing. Everything that we do is spiritual, including our thoughts. Please do not be misled. Don't think that just because you did not say it out loud, that it still wasn't heard, because it was still heard. Understand me? What you say, Coach? It was still heard. It was heard in the spiritual realm. This is why we have to shut down our negative thoughts expeditiously. This is why we have to correct our negative thoughts expeditiously. This is why we have to rebuke them right then and there, because we have to we have to alert the enemy that, I like to alert him. I like the word alert. We have to let the enemy know, right? We have to alert him that, you thought you had me, but you didn't. Understand me? You thought that, it's not what you thought that it was, sir. Understand me? That's shut down. That's bound up. I've already casted that out. Not doing that today. This will not be the day that you ruin my day. This will not be the day that you ruin my peace. This is not going to be the day that you ruin my joy. This is not going to be the day that you have me distracted. This is not going to be the day when you have me back down memory lane. Baby, this ain't going to be that day right there. Understand me? I'm just letting you know. I know you thought you had me, and I was going to be sad and depressed, and I was going to be reminiscent and all of that. But baby, I've already shut all of that down. Just because the thoughts don't leave your mind doesn't mean that those thoughts weren't already heard in the spiritual realm. So when the enemy knows exactly what it is that you're thinking, exactly what it is that you're wanting, right, he will manifest those things. He will produce those things in your life to tempt you. He will, how else is he going to tempt you? How else is he going to tempt you? The enemy communicates with you through your thoughts and imagination. Go check it out. The enemy communicates with you through your thoughts and imagination. All you got to do is think it. Oh, it's tight, but it's right in here today. It's tight, but it's right. Just give it, come on. She said, So you have to know this. This is why you got to mind them thoughts. Right? This is why you got to mind them thoughts. This is why you have to make sure of you're in your imagination and your daydreaming, right? In your daydreaming state and your unconscious state. This is how he communicates with you. So it's important. So these things will manifest right there. So don't think that only God produces. No, he produces as well. Understand me? Because you're going to always have a divine right of what? A divine right of what? Put it inside of the chat. A divine right of what? You're operating with a divine right of, that's right, Gigi, I see it, Sheila, come on, double tap on the screen, a divine right of what? That's right, Christina, that's right, Latifa, okay, Kira got it, all right, Skylar got it, there you go, Lily got it, where you at over here? Okay, Terry West, Melalicious, come on, talk to me, that's what I'm talking about, Gigi McGross, you got it, you are always right, always working with a divine right of. Great, good job, Leola. Come on, Tia. I want everybody having it inside the chat. That's right, Denise Rose. Let's go, Danielle. I see it over there. Shantae 1533. Let's get it in there. Let's go. Rashida, I see it. Come on, Miss Gorgeous 78. Put it in the chat. That's right. You have a divine right of choice. You're going to be able to pick and choose what you give your attention to, what you give your energy to, what you entertain is going to be all left up to you, right? You have a divine right of choice. So just because it's manifested itself right there, just because it's there does not mean that it's a part of your assignment. Just because it's there does not mean that it's going to be something that is going to be good for for you. Just because it's there and it look good and it sound good and it smell good and it's dressed good does not mean that that particular thing is actually good for you. And just because they present it to you and they make it seem like if you take this, then you ain't never got to worry about how you gonna pay the bills, because if you take this, you can pay the bills and then have some left over. Understand the enemy's job is to make sure that it sounds enticing, to make sure that it sounds like it's going to put you in a better position, that it's going to take you up on another level. Understand me, the enemy's job is to ostracize it, to make it very, very big, to make it extremely pleasing to your eye. Understand me, this is what his job is. So he'll have you take the job, and then after you take the job, then you realize all of the work and all the extra stuff that comes along with the job. Then you understand all the extra responsibility that actually comes along with the job. And then you take the job, and then they get up there and you get the job. Then they start treating you crazy. Then they start talking to you like they ain't got no sense. Then all of a sudden, things start falling all out left and right. Are you trying to figure out what in the world? I thought y'all wanted me to have this. I thought this was going to be good for me. I thought this was going to be... No. That was because you went for what you wanted to do. Because Christ conscious would have let you see right through all of that. All that fog. Operating with Christ conscious give you profound insight. And you would have seen through all of that. And even though they painted a beautiful picture, and God knows it was beautiful, you were able to see right through it. Even though they made it sound real good, you were able to hear. Understand, operating with Christ conscious, you were able to hear what wasn't said. Understand what you say, Cross? When you're operating with Christ conscious, what did I tell y'all yesterday? You're able to see different. You're able to hear different, right? So even though they made it sound really good, you heard the things that wasn't said. When you're operating with Christ conscious, you know in that moment, even though it sound good, it look good and all of that, I need to pray first. I need to make sure that every move that I make, that I am in alignment with my assignment. Every single move that I make, I need to make sure that I'm in alignment with my assignment, that I'm not operating out of my preference. I'm not operating out of what I do well. I'm not operating with what it is that I enjoy doing, that I'm actually doing exactly what is in alignment with my purpose, with the plan for which God created for me that was assigned just to me. Understand me. And my purpose and my purpose and my preference and his purpose is not always the same thing. Understand me. My preference, what I prefer to do and what God is telling me to do won't always match up. Understand me. It won't always be right there balanced out. Sometimes when you're operating with Christ conscious, God will have you go do some stuff that you yourself know that it had to be God, because it ain't no way in the world that you would have went and done it on your own. He will have you over there loving folk that you already like, you know what? I know this is God, because if you left it up to me, baby, we was never going to speak again. He will have you over there. Understand me, showing up, and you might, even if you show up and you just show up and you drop it off, baby, you showing up and you're dropping it off. And God knows that you ain't really want to do it. God knows if it was left up to you, baby, yeah, you would have, I'm telling your stomach would have been in your back, baby. But that God that's in me would not allow me to behave that way. The God that's in me would not allow me to show up that type of way. The God that's in me had me do things a whole nother way. Good morning, Nicole. How you doing? Understand me. This is what it's like when you are in alignment with Christ. This is what it's like when you're operating with that Christ conscious. Why? Because when you're operating with Christ conscious, your spirit of discernment is always going to influence you to do what? Your spirit of discernment is always going to influence you to do what? It's in your notes. Your spirit of discernment is always going to influence you to do. Good job. Come on. Ooh, y'all know sis looking right on TikTok. Y'all got the notes. Y'all got the notes. That's what I'm talking. Yes, come on, Leola. Yes. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk back to me. Talk back to me. That's right, Crystal Love. That's right. Come on, Miss. How do I pronounce it? Melvania. Appreciate you. Double tap on that screen, y'all. Let's get to it. Let's get 5 badges over there on IG. IG Can I get 5 badges? Can I get 100 stars on Facebook? TikTok. Double tap on that screen. Let's get to it. Let's get to it real quick. Your spirit of discernment is always going to influence you to do what is right. Your spirit of discernment is always going to influence you to do what is right. When you're operating with that Christ conscious, even when you want to do wrong, you will not feel comfortable doing wrong because your spirit of discernment is always going to influence you to do what is right. And when you don't do what is right, your spirit of discernment is going to be that thing that's going to bring the correction. That thing will eat at you and eat at you and eat at you until you actually go and fix that situation. When your spirit of discernment is always going to influence you to do what is right, but it's also the corrector as well. It's going to correct you when you're wrong. It's going to have you over there, and that thing will bother you until you actually go and fix that situation. And that's how you know when you're operating with Christ conscious. That is a telltale sign that you're operating with Christ conscious. That's a telltale sign that your spirit of discernment is now active in your life because of the fact when you want to do something, when you want to say something, when you want to behave in a way that's not in alignment with Christ, it bothers you now. It bothers you now. It ain't bothered you before. You used to let folk have it, and when you let them have it, you walk right on off and mind your business. It ain't bother you at all. Now when you do certain things, when you say certain things, you're like, wait a minute. You'd rather not say nothing at all. Hey, where you at? Where y'all at? You know, you were used to just fly right off. Come on, Edie Nicole, can we be real? Now you don't say nothing at all because you understand exactly why Big Mama would say, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. You would much rather not say anything at all out of fear of what? Not out of fear of people, not out of fear of man. You don't say nothing at all out of fear of disappointing God. Your fear chapters, they start to change. Your fear, understand me. This is how it works, right? People think that you are afraid of them and you're not even afraid of them. My fear is disappointing the one that saved me. Understand me. My fear is disappointing the one that preserved my life. My fear is not, I am not afraid of y'all. I don't even care about what y'all got going on. I don't want to let him down. I get up every day and I'm grateful for who and what he is in my life, and my level of gratefulness for who and what he is and how he's moving in my life has me at a place where I don't want to disappoint you. Understand me? I don't want to disappoint you. And even though I know you got forgiving grace for me, even though I know, thank you, Tifa, thank you, Miss D, even though I know you got forgiving grace for me, even though I know you got mercy for me. Come on, Kim. Can we be real? Come on, Terry West. Let's just be real about it. Even though I know that you are a forgiving God, even though I know that I can come back from this, I don't want to misuse or mishandle my grace or your grace for me. I don't want to take advantage of your grace. I don't want to take advantage of your mercy. I don't want to even put you in a position where you withhold your hand from me because of my disobedience. So when I could do, I don't do it. Yeah. That's when you're operating with that Christ conscious. When I know that I could do it, I don't do it. I don't do it. Understand me. I could do it, but I don't do it. And they know that I could do it too. And every time that they know and I know that I could do it and I don't do it, they see you. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Hope you caught that. In the balcony, I get it. Hey, listen here. I can't tell them to sit down. They like a good word. If you got to stand up, you got to stand up too. Just go ahead and stand up with them. Right? This is my virtual church. We do it every single day. Understand? I can't tell them they love a good word, baby. They love a good word. They love a good word. And sometimes it make it hard for them to sit down. They have to stand up. Yeah, they have to stand up. Y'all double tap on the screen for me. Double tap on the screen. Let's be real. Did you hear what I said, right? You have to understand that even though they know, thank you, Jennifer, even though they know that you could do it, even though they know that you could do it, they already know that you know that you could do it, and they know that you could do it too, but you don't do it. And you understand me? And you, every time that you don't do it, he gets the glory. He gets the glory. Every single time. Why? Because it's in those moments that you're showing that you're no longer that same individual. Because it's in those moments that you are displaying that you have a deeper relationship now with Christ. Because you know exactly what the old you is capable of. You know exactly what the old you used to do. You know exactly how the old you used to cut up so bad. Understand me. You know this already. So anytime that you don't do any of those things, then you yourself are understanding that I know that I'm changing. I know that I'm growing. I know that I'm evolving. I know that I'm no longer the same person. You know it and they know it too. Understand me? You know it and they know it too. And the reason why I'm putting an emphasis on that, you're going to have to stop letting folk play with you like they don't see the change in you. Understand me? Stop letting folk play with you like they don't see the change in you, because there's a lot of folk that'll go outside of their way to try to hold you hostage in your past. There's a lot of folk that'll go outside of your way, outside of their way. I want you to hear me, to try to hold you hostage in your past. Understand me? They'll see how much you're growing, how much you're evolving, how you don't even act like, talk like, sound like nothing that you used to be at all. But they'll still try to show up in your life and they'll try to treat you like your old self. Oh, baby, the devil is a lie. And you're going to have to go find you somebody else to play with, because you ain't going to be able to play that right there over here with me. I know that I'm no longer that individual, and you know that too. And that's the only reason why you over here. You over here trying to tempt me. You over here, that's right, you trying to tempt me. You acting like the adversary. You over here trying to piss me off. You over here trying to get up under my skin. You over here trying to trigger a response. You over here trying to poke the bear. Understand me? That's why you over here. You know this already. This is what I'm saying. When you're operating with that Christ conscious, you're able to see through these folks and you're able to call it out for what it really and truly is. You the tempter. You the tempter. And I see you. Oh, yeah, come on, talk to me nice. You are the tempter. And I see you. Can you imagine how the hairs on their skin gonna stand up when you start going out here to this here world and looking at folk directly in their face? Hold it in the road for me, Kim. Hold it right there for me, sis. Let me tell you, do you know how the hairs on their skin is gonna stand up when you start coming out there and you start, baby, you are the tempter. Understand me? As soon as you get that, oh, baby, what? Oh, what that mean? What you trying to, oh, yeah, get prepared, baby. Get prepared. Oh, yeah. They gonna get so frustrated so easily. They just like that. Because why? The one thing a narcissist, a toxic individual, a manipulator despise is when you're exposing them. Understanding me? When you calling it for what it really and truly is. Oh, baby, you ain't never seen it like that before. They go from 0 to 110. You're like, wait a minute. Why are you so mad? Why are you so frustrated? Because I'm not gonna let you make me mad. Because I'm not gonna let you pull me out of my peaceful state. Because I'm not going to allow you to ruin my day, ruin my good mood. You mad at me because I won't let you upset me. You frustrated with me because I won't let you frustrate me. Like what you thought I was gonna say? What you thought I was gonna do? You thought that I was gonna welcome in that dysfunctional behavior? Baby, I'm no longer that person. You thought I was gonna develop coping skills to deal with your dysfunctional behavior? Baby, I'm no longer that individual. You thought I was gonna coddle, didn't you? That what it is. You thought I was gonna coddle you, right? Baby, ain't no more coddling happening over here. Understand me? That's your life to fix. You have to fix your life. That's your responsibility. Your trauma, that's your responsibility. Your healing is your responsibility. You may not be responsible for your pain, but you are most definitely responsible for your healing. And that's a highlight right there. You might as well throw some marker over there on that. You might not be responsible for your pain. Something may have happened to you that you did not deserve. Somebody may have violated you. Somebody may have hurt you in some type of way, shape, or form, and you did not deserve that. And I understand that, and my heart goes out to you for that. I pray for you. You're healing from that. Understand me? But nonetheless, it still remains the same. Whatever it is that you dealt with in your yesteryears, your yestertears, and the pains and whatnot of what your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your yesteryears, your yestertears, and the pains and whatnot of what your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your great granny them is still not mine to carry. Yeah, I'm gonna drink my water. Sympathize with your pain, but I ain't got to take that on. I don't have to make a your problem or my problem. Understand me? And I noticed that I had some folks in my comment section say, well, that's why I don't want to feel like a burden to nobody, so I just keep my things to myself. Then that's exactly what you should do. Just keep it on to yourself, sweetheart. Understand me? You ain't getting no pity from me over here. That's not how I operate. You have to go find somebody that's going to fall for that tactic. Because anytime somebody sit in your face and say, oh, well, that's why I just keep it to myself because I don't want to be a burden on nobody or whatever. Baby, no, that don't work on me. I don't do pity. I would much rather you come to me and say what your issue is so that we can work through it. But all that pulling teeth, trying to figure out what you got going on, trying to do this, I'm not finna do all of that with you. Understand me? I am not about to do all that with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not the one for it. I don't do that gentle stuff. I don't do all of that. Put it on the flow. Okay? Put it on the flow. Do you know the world that we living in, baby? This is 2025. Understand? This is 2025. I'm not about to play them type of games with you. Put it on the flow so we can fix it and move on. I'm gonna fix it and move on type of person. The milk then spill. Get out the paper towel. Let's get to wiping that up. Understand me? Put a little something over there so it won't be sticky and whatnot. I'm that type of individual. I don't do the games. I don't do all of that. And it's not because I'm the type of person that is mean or cold-hearted or anything like that. It's that I feel like we've already wasted enough time and we've already gave people so many excuses for them to stay down bad and so many excuses for them to stay in stuck, stagnant states, so many excuses for them to continue for living year after year after year after year after year after year after year with the same hurt and the same pain. And we've done nothing but pass them another bag after they filled up one bag. They got that bag. Thank you so much, Krista. I appreciate you. Well, you got one bag and it's filled, right? One bag and it's filled with your trauma. Now you pass them another bag and that's filled with this year's trauma. Then you give them another bag and that's filled with this year's trauma. When are we going to stop passing folks bags? That's all I be saying. When we going? That's a serious, yeah, come on, friend. Come on, Gorgeous Glow. Appreciate y'all. Double tap on my screen. Can I get 5 badges on IG? Can we get 100 stars on Facebook? Double tap on the screen. Can I get some love over there on TikTok? I'm just asking. It's just a question. It's just a question. Thank you so much, Kira. I appreciate you. Double tap on that screen. That CA is your favorite speaker. Y'all know they done updated TikTok, so it's certain words you can't say the whole word of, so you have to say the CA. The CA is money sign, your favorite speaker. Double tap on the screen. Can we be real? When are we going to stop passing out trauma bags? Put it inside of your notes. When are we going to stop? When you going to stop passing out these trauma bags? And I want you to put trauma bags. I want you to put that in big, bold, red letters. When are you going to stop passing out those bags? When are you going to put your foot down and say enough is enough? And I'm going to have to deal with the components of this bag. I'm going to have to deal with this hurt. I'm going to have to deal with this pain. I'm going to have to deal with this loss. I'm going to have to deal with this betrayal. I'm going to have to deal with this brokenness. I'm going to have to deal with this childhood issues. I'm going to have to deal with this stuff so that I can move forward in my life. Thank you, Candace Bash. I appreciate you. When are we going to say, there you go, Kim, enough is enough? Understand me, because after you keep giving them back, if you keep giving them excuses, every excuse is nothing but a bag. Every excuse is nothing but a bag, which goes back into, right? How do you see it? Every excuse is nothing but a bag. This is a person right here. This is where we started at on this series, right? This person right here, straight face. He got a straight face. Why? Because you know he's unhappy in life. How do you see it? Every excuse is nothing but an individual bag that you gave to this individual. Guess what these small circles are inside of here? It's nothing but weight. It's a big old bag with a lifetime worth of weight. A bag with a lifetime worth of weight inside of that bag. And you're carrying this bag around and you're trying to figure out why you can't get into position. You're trying to figure out why you can't grow, why you can't evolve, why you can't live your very best life. Well, how are you going to get in position dragging this much weight? How are you going to make your moment when you dragging this much weight? How are you going to accomplish what you need to accomplish when you're dragging this much weight? Understand me, at one point or another, you're going to have to put this here on the flow. Understand me, this is how this thing goes. Well, on the other hand, when we start decompartmentalizing, pulling these things out of the bag, right, and working on ourselves and our development, what happens is we start to place things where they go, right? What are you doing, coach? You're placing things where they go. Understand me, you're understanding the fact that I'm not responsible for my pain, but I am responsible for my healing. So every stone that was thrown at you, you start placing it individually, right? As you're building your foundation, your solid foundation, right? Because just because you got hurt, hear me when I say this, just because it was pain in your life does not mean that God can use that pain. God may have not caused that pain. He may have not put you in that situation. That may have been your own decision making, but the God that we serve will utilize the pain that you experience for you to build on. Oh, what'd you say? I said, God may have not caused the pain because he doesn't tempt us. He doesn't hurt us. Just like your father. When we experience pain, when we experience hurt, betrayal, letdowns, these things, it's because of our own decision making. Because God nor the adversary, right? Neither God nor the adversary. God is not going to hurt you. He's not going to hurt you. The adversary will only hurt you with your permission. What? God is not going to hurt you, period. However, the adversary can only hurt you with your permission. You have to participate. You have to be a willing participant. He can't do it without that. He don't have the power or the authority. And we know this because of Eden, right? What did he say? He says, the serpent, the baby will crush the head of the serpent. In order for you to crush anything, that particular thing has to be up under your feet, okay? In order for you to crush anything, that thing has to be up under your feet. It said the baby will crush the head of the serpent, which means you are above him. Understand me? He's under your feet. The only way that the serpent is able to deceive you, to bamboozle you, to hurt you in any type of way is that you have to be a participant. So what I'm saying to you right now is, even though you've experienced this hurt, you've experienced this pain, when you start to operate with Christ conscious, when you start to operate with God and you say, I want to build, I want to grow, I want to evolve, I want to create my very best life. I want you to understand that that's you taking everything that's inside of this here bag, you taking this out of this bag and you're putting it strategically exactly where it goes, right? Because just because God didn't create the pain or give you the pain, does not mean that God won't utilize that pain. Well, somebody asked me, how is he going to utilize the pain? How can he utilize the pain? That don't make no sense to me. How can you utilize that pain? Come on, double tap on my screen. Just ask the question. I know we supposed to be over here in faith real quick. I'm going back to faith, but I want to teach something real quick. So I'm coming back to it. I'm coming back to it. I promise I'm coming back to it. I'm just outdoors a little bit. I'm coming back inside. Give me some, just somebody ask me how to, and I'm gonna get right back. How does he do it? I'm so glad y'all asked. I'm so glad y'all asked. How he uses that pain is you learn from every one of those experiences. You learn a lesson from each and every one of those experiences. What happens when you experience heartache on a certain level? Nothing changes you like pain, right? So when you go through that thing and you hurt and you get exposed to the true nature of people, like you never knew that people could lie like that. You never knew that people could lay up next to you in a bed and fabricate a story like how they did. You never knew what narcissism was. You never knew what a projector was, a gaslighter was. You never knew what it was for somebody to say, I love you, love you, love you, and show you with so much love just to turn right back around and abuse you with that love. You never knew what those things was until you experienced it. And once you experienced it, you gain knowledge from those experiences, right? So now that you know better, you place those things right where they go. So when these things show up in your life, you know exactly what to do. Why? Because you've already experienced that. There's nothing that you're going to go through in life that you're not going to be able to learn from. And this is why Paul said, I count it all joy. I count it all joy because he knew in that moment that everything that I'm going through, I'm growing through. Everything that I'm experiencing, I'm learning from every one of these experiences. These things are creating a solid foundation for me because I've experienced hurt, because I've experienced pain, because I've experienced betrayal, because I've experienced being lied to or lied on. I know exactly what that looks like. I know exactly what that feels like. So even though it may have rocked me the first time, the next time that it happens to me, it don't rock me like how it did before. It don't shock me like how it did before. It don't surprise me like how it did before. It don't have me sitting over there not wanting to eat, not wanting to sleep, not wanting to function and all of that. It won't have the same response. Why? Because I did what? I learned from that experience. So I do what? Every trial, every tribulation that I have, instead of putting it over here in a bag and using it as a weight, I use it as a building block. How like building block? I use it as a building block. You thought that you were throwing those things towards me and those things were going to take me out. You thought that you were going to destroy me with it, but I was catching each one of those things and I was building up on each one of those things. I was catching those things and building on those things. Come on. In both compartments. How do you see it? This is all going to be based on how do you see it? It's all going to be based on how do you see it? Do you see life as a classroom, a learning experience where you're building your foundation, you're building, you're challenging your strength, challenging who and what you are? Or do you see yourself in life being defeated? If you see everything that is sent your way as something that is coming to defeat you, then you will live a defeated life. Understand me. But if you see everything that is coming at you and you see it as a growing opportunity, a building opportunity, then every single time you experience something, you will experience it with the same type of mindset of Paul. I'm counting it all joy. I know it's confusing to you guys, but you know what I'm saying? This is what you have to tell people. I know it's confusing to you guys, and I know y'all feel like I should be mad as all get out, and I know y'all think I should be kicking and screaming. I know y'all think I should be having a panic attack, a stress attack, an anxiety attack. I know y'all think I should be doing this and doing that, but the truth of the matter is how you see it and how I see it is not the same. Everything that I go through, I grow through. Everything that I go through, I know that it's a learning experience for me, that God is not taking me through this for nothing, that I'm not experiencing this for nothing. There's something that He wants me to take away from this experience. There's something that I need to learn from this. So when you see me and I'm sitting quietly, it's not because I'm sad. It's not because I'm depressed. Thank you, Dr. Dashia, how you doing? I'm about to mess that all up. Understand me. I want you to understand. It's not because I'm sad. It's not because I'm depressed. When you see me quiet and I'm minding my own business over here, it's not because I'm over here going through nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm over here quiet because I'm resting in Him. I'm over here quiet because I'm attentive. I'm over here quiet because I'm thoroughly going through, combing through. Come on, imagine. Use your imagination, right? I like to use your imagination for the good. Imagine yourself in your life And while you're in there, you taking the opportunity to be still and to be quiet for a moment. You still. It's quiet. Still and quiet. And you're processing everything that's going on in that moment. You're processing it. You see what's happening here. You see what's happening there. You seeing these things so much clearly. This is why stillness and quietness, this is why it matters so much. You see how just that moment where the only thing that you had to hear was just a voice telling you to be still, telling you to be quiet, to be calm. Did you feel the energy of calmness that just comes over you? The enemy goes so hard to keep you moving at a fast rate, at a fast pace, to keep you always moving with a state of panic all the time, moving. Why? Because the faster that you're moving, the more faster that you're thinking, and all of these things are going on so fast, you make all kind of mistakes. If you were to actually take a moment to pause right there and just to breathe for one moment, to think on that one thought, one task, one day at a time, then it slows down. It removes that feeling of being overwhelmed. It removes that feeling of urgency. I gotta hurry up. I gotta move this. I gotta do. And it keeps you from making those type of mistakes. He needs you to be in a panic. He needs you to operate in chaos. He needs you to operate with that anxiety. This is what he wants. And every single time that you behave that way, you're giving him exactly what he wants. Stillness and quietness. I tell my people, your calmness is your superpower. Stillness, quietness. I don't care if it ain't no but like 3 minutes. 3 minutes until you build it up. Focusing on your life, what you dealing with, locking all the way into it. Stillness, quietness, operating with your spirit of calmness. Every single time. Don't let nothing or nobody rush you. Because this is your life. This is your life. And the only person that's going to suffer the consequences of that is going to be you. So you owe it to yourself. Hear me with your heart when I say this, right? You owe it to yourself to make sure, that you take care of you. That you do the very best that you can do for you. Nobody's going to suffer the consequences of your life like you. Nobody's going to be down bad like how you're going to be down bad with the decisions that you make in your life for you. This is why it's so important, right? This is why it's so important. And we have to learn how to seriously prioritize ourselves, right? So let me get into this right here. It says, having the mind of Christ enhances our faith and how it manifests in our lives. With faith, we can overcome fear of the unknown and embrace the promises of God. Yet again, removing that spirit of fear and embrace the promises of God. The promises of God that, you are a survivor. Understand me? You are a thriver. You are more than enough. You are victorious. You are a peculiar people. You are of a royal priesthood. These are things that our God thinks and speaks about us in that word, right? So it says, our thoughts direct our actions, and when we think with Christ's mind, our faith grows like never before. When we think like Christ, our faith does what? It grows like never before. Then all of a sudden, right, you're trusting things that you never thought that you would be trusting. Before, you was a doubting Thomas, right? You show it to me. Your child seeing is believing. I need to see it. I need to touch it. It needs to be tangible for me to even, but all of a sudden, the more more that you start to operate with that Christ conscious, the more that you start to do what? Relax. The more that you operate with Christ conscious, the more that you do what? You start to relax. Why are you relaxing the way that you are relaxing, coach? Because your faith is growing. The only time that you're running around in a panic is when you have low faith. Come on, double tap on the screen real quick. I know that, yeah. Hold on. I know it's some folk that's like, yo, listen to what I'm saying. The only time that you are running around in a panic is when your faith is fatigued. When you have low fatigue like faith, understand me, it creates panic and it creates fear inside of your life. But when you're operating with Christ conscious, right, and you're operating with that type of mindset, then it starts to grow your faith. The more that your faith grows, the more that you start to relax in life. What you say, coach, the more that you're operating with Christ conscious, the more that it enhances your faith. It grows your faith, right? It grows your faith. And when you have faith that is fully grown, you relax. You don't operate in panic. You relax. You kick back, feet up. Why? Because you're trusting and believing that God is going to do exactly what he promised you that he was going to do. But when you are operating, right, with fatigue type of faith, then you're easily fearful. You're easily scared about everything and always in a panic all the time because of your lack of faith. This is how it is when you're dealing with Christians, right? When everything that's going right, this is how you're able to determine what's between the ones that's like, you know what I mean? That's a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. You're able to determine these people who have a form of godliness versus people who are all actually operating in God's power. And I already told y'all, right? I already gave y'all the disclaimer. If you got to leave, leave, because y'all don't like these kind of conversations. But I'm going to say it anyway because my chosen family told me to say it. So I'm already out here now. So this is how you're able, it's a telltale sign in between those who have a form of godliness but denying thereof versus a person that is operating in the power, that's operating in the promise, that is secure in what they believe when it comes down to Christ. A person that knows all the scriptures and know the right words of prayer, that knows when to stand up and when to sit down, when to run up and down the church aisles and do all of this right here. Yeah, they have all of that down to a science. But the moment that something happens in their life, they are disheveled. They are all over the place. They are in panic. They are in fear. They just got the most going on. And you like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. And we're not saying that you couldn't have a human experience. We're not saying that at all. We're not expecting for you not to cry. We're not expecting for you not to be hurt. That's a human experience. Even Jesus had that. Understand? We get that, but get to the point where you falling all out and disheveled and everybody got to come and remind you, wait a minute now, hold up, where's all that faith that you was hooping and hollering about on Sunday? Where's all that tongue talking, you know what I'm saying, that you were speaking on Sunday? What happened to the for God I live and for God I lay down? What happened to all of that? Hold up now, wait a minute, you talked a big talk. You talked a big talk, but now all of a sudden, now that this is happening in your life, folk gotta make you show up. Folk gotta get, no, we don't, no. That's a form of godliness. Operating with Christ consciousness, I'm not in my best mood and all hell is breaking loose in my life. Understand me, but I'm still showing up and God is still good. I'm still in prayer. I'm still on fast and I'm still going to do exactly what he told me to do. I know that I got them falling left and right. I understand that. And I'm going to go and bury who I need to bury. I'm going to go and take care of who I need to take care of. I'm going to show up how I need to show up. But one thing for sure, two things for certain is I will let nothing separate me from from you. Understand me. I spent my whole entire life trying to develop an intimate relationship with you. Do you think that I'm going to let anything separate me from that? Oh, baby, no, I am absolutely not. I am locked in. I'm tied in. I'm entangled into this thing that you and I got going on. You are bae. You are above any and everything in my life. So even though that thing hurt me, I want you to comfort that part of me that's hurting. Even though I'm going through what I'm going through, I am trusting you to do what? To send. Understand? Send your comforter to ease that pain. I'm just telling you, this is a telltale of who and what it is that you're actually dealing with in your life. We're not expected to have a life that's going to be a pillow of beautiful pink roses all the time. There's going to be some thorns up in there. Even the most, come on, Kira, I just want to say it, but even some of the most beautiful flowers, and I love flowers. To know me is to know that I absolutely love flowers. Understand me, but some of even the most beautiful flowers have thorns in them. Yeah, let's be real about it. The colors are beautiful, they're radiant, but they still got some thorns that you have to be careful of when you're pulling them up, because if you're not, then they'll prick your finger. Understand me? No, yeah. So you have to understand that no matter how beautiful it is, no matter how well grown it is, it still has something that's attached to it, right? It's still something that's attached to it, even still. And so this is what I'm telling you. You're not promised an easy life. Matter of fact, he was open and he was honest about it. He said, you're going to face trials of many kinds. When you've been told that you're going to face trials of many kind, then why are you all disheveled when you start facing those trials of many kind? When life starts lifing on you, how is it that you get so easily distracted? Because your faith is fatigued. How? Yeah, because your faith is fatigued. This is why operating with Christ conscious is understanding how he responded, how he showed up, the level of commitment that he had all throughout this journey while here on earth. Sometimes you're going to have to wake up and you're going to have to cry, but still keep moving. Sometimes you're going to wake up and you're going to have to do what God called you to do and then go back and cry. Yeah. That's what Joseph did. That's what Jesus did. Joseph found places to go and cry, to go and weep. Jesus fed the people the fish and the loaves and then went to the mountain to cry over his first cousin, John the Baptist. He got the news right before he broke the bread and gave the fish. So he still had to feed and teach before he grieved. And you think that you're not going to be able to do the same thing? That you're not going to go through the same thing? And you think that it's going to be different for you? God is like, man, this is my son that went through this. This is my son that had these experiences. These are the things that I took my son through for your sake, for your redemption. And you want it to be easy breezy for you? I did all of this with my own child. Understand me? And you mean to tell me that you think that I'm already giving you redemption through him? Is that not enough? I'm already giving you salvation through him. Is that not enough? I put him on the cross for you. Understand me? Is that not enough? Throwing a whole crown of thorns on his head, pricking through his skin, pushed down for you. Is that not enough? You're going to have to do something. Come on. You're going to have to do something. Meet me. Help me help you. Meet me halfway. God, dog. You want something for nothing. And that's not how this goes. You want something for nothing. And that's not how this goes. You're going to have to do something. It says, our thoughts direct our actions, and when we think with the mind of Christ, our faith grows like never before. It's essential for us to act out of faith courageously. It's essential for us to act out our. It's a note. Come on, get your notes out. It's essential, because this is just backing what I just said. It's essential for us to act out our faith courageously. Come on. That's the note. That's the note. Put it in your notes. Put that in your note. Courageously. To act out our faith courageously. Oh, that's good stuff right there. Oh, that's good. Thank you so much, Miss Brown. I appreciate that one. We almost at 200K, y'all. We got 179.7. Double tap on that screen. I like that right there. Thank you, Crystal Love, for that highlight. That right there. Oh, yeah, that's it right there. I'm loving that right there. Courageously. Knowing that Christ walks beside us. Every step taken in faith brings us closer to Him and strengthen our relationship. Every step taken in faith brings us closer to Him and strengthen our relationship. Every step taken in faith brings us closer to Him and strengthen our relationship. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we don't see. When you're operating in faith, it builds your confidence, right? It said it's the confidence in the things that you hope for, right? Faith, it builds your confidence, your trust in God for the things that you hope for, and it brings the assurance about things that you don't see. In other words, even though I don't see it, I trust God to manifest it inside of my life, to bring it in my life, to create it in my life. This is what faith is for me. Understand me? So that right there, that was Hebrews. That's Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is confident in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. 2 Corinthians 5:7 says, for we live by faith, not by sight. The moment that you start operating with Christ conscious is the moment that you start to understand that everything that we do as a believer is spiritual. When you start to live a spiritual life, when you start to align your life with the mindset of Christ, you start to see everything with a more profound insight, right? A deeper insight. You don't just see what's on, you see what's in. You look at the overall picture to see what is going to be best for everybody, what's going to bring healing and redemption for everybody. That's your thought process, not just about you. When you're taking on Christ conscious, it is a spiritual journey, so spiritual that you realize that it is better to be a server in the Lord's army, understand me, than for you to do what? To be a ruler. You understand that the most powerful thing that you can do operating in this mindset is to serve. You walk by faith, not by sight. You don't have to see it to believe it. You don't have to touch it to believe it. If it's in that word, you believe it and you lean into it and you stand on it and you don't allow anybody to put anything inside of your mind to make you question what that word says and what that word means to you. No matter who it is and what it is and what they got going on, you like, nah, that right there, that just ain't for me. You feel how you feel and I ain't trying to put mine on you. But what I'm telling you, baby, it's all Jesus over here. Understand me? It's all Son of a man over here. It's all Jehovah over here. It's Jehovah Jireh over here. Understand me? It's El Shaddai over here. That's what he is over here. How you see him, how you use him, and what name that's on you. I don't have time to be going back and forth of the pettiness of what name that you want to him to be named after, and what I don't got time to do all of that. I'm not doing all of that with you. I can tell you that right now. I'm not doing all that. I will shoo you away like this here. Go ahead on. I don't have that type of time because I get frustrated like Jesus got frustrated with them Pharisees. I get frustrated like that real fast because Jesus is asking them people, be like, wait, what difference does it make? What difference does it make me saying get up, pick up your bed and walk versus your sins are forgiven? What difference does it make? Because the miracle gonna be the miracle. The fact of the matter is, even if I said his sins was forgiven, that meant he was still gonna get up and take up his bed and he was gonna walk and you was gonna see a miracle perform. And if I did not say his sins was forgiven and I simply said pick up your bed and walk, he was still gonna do what? Pick up in his bed and walk, and you still was gonna receive a miracle. You were still gonna witness a miracle. So what was going to be the difference? This is what people want you to get caught up in, the technicalities of it all. I'm just looking for a way to come in and place that doubt, to place in, question marks all in your faith to make you think that you don't know what you know that you really do know. And I call them what? The tempter. You acting like the tempter, because that right there, me just explaining it out loud, it remind me exactly what their enemy, the tempter, was doing to Jesus in the wilderness. You want to plant doubt. You want me to, I ain't doing it with you. You see what I'm saying? That's how God works right there. Matthew, right there. Matthew 17 and 20. Matthew 17 and 20 says, he replied, because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to the mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you, right? He said, if you got mustard seed faith. And I think in that particular scripture, what we need to understand is that, in other words, Jesus was saying all it takes is a little bit of faith. With a little bit of faith, you can move a mountain. So only imagine what it is if you had big faith. If you had big faith, if you had that huge faith, just imagine what you would be able to move out of your life, the things that you would be able to accomplish inside of your life, the miracles that you would be able to perform in your life. That story is not to say walk around with a mustard seed faith. He's not encouraging you to have small faith. He's just explaining to you the power of faith, that it can be that small and still move a mountain. Understand me, that it can be that small and still be able to do extremely big things. It's not to say stay with that small faith. It's to say that even that small amount will be able to do this particular thing. So just imagine what you would be able to do. Just imagine if your faith wasn't fatigued. If you can move mountains with a mustard seed of faith, think about what you can move if you had faith the size of an egg. Ain't that something? Because that's big, baby. I don't know about y'all. It's gonna be, that's me right there. I'm out there with that. Fred say wonders. You feel me? Like I'm just saying. Mark 11 and 24. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Once you've prayed it, you've prayed that prayer, you put it out there. He says, I want you to believe that it's already yours. And a part of believing that it's already yours and trusting the prayers that you put out in your life, a part of trusting your prayer is aligning your life for those things that you prayed for. Once you pray the prayer and you put it out there already, I need for you guys to now fully understand that now that praying the prayer is one part, aligning your life is the second part. The third part is what God gonna do. Understand me. The first part is you making your request known, your petition to Christ for what it is that you want or you need. The second part of that is you aligning your life to be able to obtain that thing. You need to be already walking, talking, living like that thing is already yours. And the third part about that is what God gonna do. Understand me. That's it. That's all. The only parts that you're responsible for is one, the prayer, and two, the alignment. Most of us stop at one. Yeah. Most people stop at one. They pray the prayer. and they go back to their same old ways, same life, same things that they was doing before. They go right back into that, and then they wonder why that particular thing did not happen for them, why this didn't happen, why I didn't get that, why that door didn't open, why that opportunity didn't come. This is what we as believers, this is a mistake that a lot of us have made. And I'm not exempting myself, because there were times in my life before I understood the process that I also behaved the same exact way. So I come 150% get it. I get it. We all have. Because one part of being a teacher is being able to be open and honest about the mistakes that you made before as well. Because folk don't want you telling them about nothing that you ain't never experienced. Folk don't want you telling them about nothing that you ain't never went through. It's easy to talk about how easy it is if it ain't never been your problem, if it ain't never been your issue, if it ain't never been nothing that you had to deal with. It's easy breezy for you to talk big about it. You ain't never had that experience, but when you done been there before, you've experienced that before, and you had to bounce back from that before. Yeah, tell me how you did it. Tell me how you done that. Tell me how you accomplished that. What steps did you take? Well, did you do this too? Understand me. Yeah, give me the blueprint. I want to know what you did to get from where you were to where you are right now currently, right? Give me your testimony. A lot of times we stop at one. We have the prayer, but we omit the alignment. And it's a dangerous thing when you don't align yourself, right? Because what happens is when you go back to your old ways, then, oh my gosh, no, wait. Okay. Double tap on my screen. Let me get some love. I need 100 stars. Let me get 100 stars on Facebook to reach our 2K goal. And over there on IG, can I get 6 badges? I need 6 badges on IG. Let me tell you something. First, let me say it how I got it. So the thing is, a lot of us, we stop at one. We stop at one with prayer. Y'all not gonna like what just hit my spirit, but I'm gonna have to tell y'all because I'm gonna feel that energy all around me if I don't, right? So number one, we stop at prayer. And when we stop at prayer, we tend to do what? We go back to our old life. And when we go back to our old life, our old way of living, our old way of thinking, our old way of being, it's like we're calling God a lie. It's like we're calling God a lie. Or we are not 100%, and a half of a lie is a whole lie. Understand me? Because if you believe that I done it for you, if you believe that I'm a man of my word, if you trust in my word, if that's what you do, understand me, then why are you not moving like you trust my word? Why are you not letting it go if you trust my word? Why are you not leaning into this if you trust my word? If you trust my word and you prayed about it and you decrease so that I can increase, then you know that that thing is in my hand now, right? Now you know that it went from your hand into my hand. The moment that you tagged me in, I took over. You can't tag me in to take over and then go back to moping and crying and being sad, mad, and depressed and acting like I'm not in control. That's like calling me a liar. That's like saying that I'm not doing what I said that I was going to do. You're telling me now that I'm not a promise keeper, that I'm not a way maker. Understand me? This is, You're not saying it with your words, but you're saying it with your actions. Because if you trust me and what it is that I'm doing in your life, then when you got up from this prayer, then you would have got up differently. Then you would have been moving differently. Understand me? That's what you would have been doing whenever you go back to living the same. It's like you're calling me a liar. He said, I can't lie. I can't lie. I'm an all-powerful God. And the one rule that I placed on myself is that I can't lie. He says, my word is going to do exactly what I said that it was going to do. And it won't return back to me until it's done. Come on. That's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. That's some good stuff right there. Yeah, we got to sit in there for a second, y'all. Double tap on the screen. Double tap on the screen. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We got 1,984, y'all. We almost there. Almost there on Facebook. We almost there. Double tap on the screen. We need 4 more badges on IG. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. Thank you, Essence. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. Philippians 3:8. Says God got me in tears at work. Man, sometimes it be like that, sis. I be listening to speakers and I be listening to stuff, and man, sometimes even it's just music, and man, tears just be flowing. I be in full-blown worship in the car. Man, and then I didn't got listen, I've been operating with this Christ conscious and deep diving into these scriptures so much lately, friend. I'm gonna tell you, I be on the treadmill at these people's gym. I leave from here and go to Planet Fitness. I be crying and going on so much at these people's gym. Even the people that be beside me, they be wanting to know what worship songs I be listening to, because they be wanting to come and cry too, and we just cry together. Okay, like it's a mess. It's a whole mess. Planet Fit's gonna have to develop a whole worship center after a minute. They're gonna have to, it's gonna have to be 4-5 treadmills, put them over to the side, because these people is gonna be in here crying, and we don't want to run everybody outside of here. Listen, I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's like the more that you're into that word, it's like that your spirit and everything, it just becomes so sensitive that sometimes you just got to cry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm trying to friends say the Planet Fitness praise team, baby. We be there. We be on it. I'm talking about tears flowing. I'm talking about in it, really. I'm talking about whole worship. It be something, y'all. It be something. And you're like, yo, and so much, we do it so much that people know that that's what's happening. Right? People know that that's what's, they don't even ask you if you okay no more. They already know what's going on. They already be knowing. Like, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing, right? Philippians 3:8, it says, what is more, I consider everything a loss because of the surpassing worth of knowing Christ Jesus is my Lord, for whose sake I have lost all things. I consider them garbage, that I may gain Christ. This man is saying in Philippians 3:8, he says, it's all garbage. All the things of this world, it's all garbage. I lost it, but I'm okay with losing it. As long as I have Christ in my life, I'm okay with going without it. As long as I got Christ in my life, that's what matters the most to me. Understand me? And also, and I know Paul's mind is also one of those things where we know that if long as we got the same heart posture, losing it for his sake, we're definitely going to gain all over again. And whenever God gives back to you, he gives it in abundance. He gives it in overflow. He gives you way more than what you ever started out with. So if I got to lose it all for your sake, then let me lose it all. Understand me? If I have to lose it all for your sake, I'm willing to do that, because I know that when I suffer for your sake, I know what the gain is. Oh man, it's a blessing. We're going to pick up on living in love. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker, life coach, and evangelist. It's your girl, Street Poet. We're going to pick up on tomorrow, living in love. Go ahead and put that inside your highlight for tomorrow. That's what we're going to be picking up at. I absolutely love each and every one of you guys. I want you guys to have an amazing Wednesday. And I just want to say to y'all real quick, baby, yeah, I know I had said I was going to stop at 150. Well, initially I said I was going to stop at 170, but I didn't. And then I said I was going to stop at 165, and then I didn't. And then I said I was going to stop at 155, but I didn't. And I said I was going to stop at 150, but I really and truly didn't, because like right now I'm like 149.1. So yeah, your girl is still, you know what I'm saying, making it work over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the goal is. I still got, you know what I mean? I'm figuring this thing out. I'm figuring this thing hang out, but I'm feeling real good, real fine right now. And I say that to say for everybody that's in our chat right now, that's been a part of the that's been a part of the Tuesday, Thursday. We are still doing Liquid Tuesday, Thursdays. This is what we've been doing and have been doing for a while now. So those 2 days, so we're technically only, chowing down only 5 days out of a week. We have actually now trained ourselves to only chow down on 5 days a week, and the other 2 days it's liquids only, and it has been a blessing. Look at the skin. Look at the skin, man. I'm telling you, it's beautiful out here. Body glowing, just feeling amazing, sleeping amazing. You know what I'm saying? And it's also a thing of being able. That's glowing, friend. It's also about having that close knit relationship, that intimate relationship with God. Fasting brings you into that place. You know what I'm saying? So just want to encourage everybody. If you have not gotten onto that, please make sure you do. Because when I tell you that it's a blessing, it really and truly is a blessing. Not just to have the glowing skin now. Not just the weight loss that come along with it. Not that, but to have that close-knit relationship with God where you're able to operate in peace, when you're able to operate in stillness, when you're able to operate with clear vision, when your thoughts are not racing. It does something to your mind, body, and soul. So definitely want to encourage everybody, if you have not, to make sure you jump in on that. If you guys have not subscribed to my class, I want you guys to get into my class. I have a class every single Thursday from 6 p.m. into 7 p.m. right now. From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. right now, because we changed it just because we do a 6 o'clock check-in, but it's normally from 7 to 8. I'm thinking about I'm going to go back to 7 to 8 after May. We're not sure, because I might keep it at 6 to 7 because it's a little bit better for me. You know what I'm saying? And I got time to get my daughter together after I get finished with class, yada, yada, most of the time when I get out of class, she already in bed, so I ain't even talked to her before she went to bed because I'm still in class. So I kind of like the 6 to 7 time for it, so I'm thinking about keeping it there. But either way, I got a class. I want you guys to sign up for my class. We do 30 minutes on mental health, the other 30 minutes on spiritual health. We dissect a self-help book, and we also dissect the Bible inside of that class. And I would love for you guys to get a deeper connection, a deeper relationship, to be able to know who Christ is in your life for you, right? To be able to hear a different perspective and take from it what you will, right? So I want you guys to sign up for that. The link is in my bio. It says Linktree Street. Click that link at Linktree Street. Stroll down to where it says Mental Health Support Group. Select that $15 tier and become a part of the group. Now, that's only $15 for that particular month. So it's not like you're paying $15 for a one-time class. No, with that $15, you get a class every Thursday. Your class is going to be every Thursday from 6 to 7. You have midday prayer, and that's at 12 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursday. And we also have morning devotion every single day, no days off. You have morning devotion all inside of that group, all for that $15. That's a lot for $15, right? Not only that, though, we also have a 24-hour group chat where we all communicate with each other all day long, 24 hours a day. If you're going through something and you just want somebody to talk to, somebody to pray with, different memes are going up, different messages are going up all day long. So if that sounds like an environment that you want to be a part of, you know what I'm saying, do me a favor, click that link, stroll down the mental health support group and get in there expeditiously. I promise you, it will not be a waste of your $15. You're going to thoroughly love being a part of the Chosen family, because we live like that. We honestly and truly are. It is really a family. It's really family. Also, June the 27th through July 1st, I will be in St. Lucia. I will be the speaker for the women's retreat in St. Lucia. That's right, your girl is international, okay? So yes, I'm going out to St. Lucia. I will be the speaker for the retreat. If you guys got your passports and you want to do more than take pictures with them, that you actually want to put them to use to go get some stamps on them, meet me in St. Lucia, because that's where I'm going to be going to. I'm going out there next. And then after I come back from St. Lucia, July the 19th, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia, my second home, ATL. I have missed y'all. I can't wait to get out there. So I want y'all to know I got that flyer up, and I'm going to go put it up again on my Facebook page. I'm going to put it in my Insta story, my TikTok story. Make sure y'all get over there and grab y'all ticket. The little barcode that's on there, click that so y'all can get y'all ticket. ATL, July the 19th. July 19th, I'm coming to the ATL. So I want to see all of you guys in the building for that, in the room for that, right? Let's get into that room. And then on August the 23rd, I will be in Brooklyn, New York. All my Brooklyn, New York, my Philly supporters, my New Jersey supporters, my DC supporters, my Maryland, my Virginia supporters. I want you guys, I want y'all in Brooklyn. Everybody come to Brooklyn. I will be in Brooklyn. That's going to be August the 23rd. And yes, I do need vendors. So if you're trying to vend, I got some vending spaces that's going to be available. This space we did get is twice as big, or maybe 3 times as big as the space that we used last time when we was in the Bronx. We went all the way big, right? So we want to make sure that you guys are able to come out and support that event. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys soon.